We're trying something new today. Well, the Royal Rumble is right around the corner, and man, I really wish I was as pumped as I used to be as a kid. I thought it'd be fun to rekindle my Rumble spirit by ranking all 20 Royal Rumble logos from worst to best and sharing some memories along the way. Let's move. Starting us off at dead last, number 20 is predictably the 2017 to 2024 Red Line logo. This is oversimplified garbage, and it was the tipping point for me when I saw it in high school. This was my realization that they are not trying to create art for these events anymore. This is so corporate, so bland, so devoid of personality or connection from the actual events that it represents outside from the text itself. I've never once enjoyed seeing this artwork. I have good memories of the events from this era. AJ and Cena, Sasha and Ronda, Becky winning big, Edge coming back at the Royal Rumble that I skipped in Houston because NXT was cheaper. I just don't like this logo for real. Let's move on. Truthfully though, we're not moving very far from the prior entry here. And well, I'm skipping this Rumble, that's for damn sure. I have no contempt for the civilians of Saudi Arabia. I'm sure they'll get a good show. I just can't bring myself to care enough to watch the Saudi Rumble. This is an update to last year's Indianapolis, John, and I just can't say that it's any better. If anything, they've delved back into oversimplifying things. I think the colors pop. The Scar, the network logo being green like it was in the Rumble 2000 pops me. But man, this is just telling me that they're not going to redesign this logo anytime soon, and that's such a bummer. At least it's not like Hot Rod SummerSlam bad. Number 18 is the 2025 logo, and okay, this shit still sucks. But they're at least somewhat trying here. They gave it their half-assed personalization treatment for Indianapolis, and I'd confuse this for Philly or NYC so quickly though, if you did not explain that to me. It's honestly a band-aid on a bullet wound though in terms of like fixing this design, because it's in dire need of a restructure. It's the most utilitarian design I've ever seen for an event, and it's so boring. The color and cityscape just barely elevate this. We're moving into my later adolescent years for the next entry, 2013 to 2015, and I feel like every WWE pay-per-view eventually enters the weird, boring red era, and this is certainly it for the Rumble. I have almost no nostalgia at all for this design, despite it representing my first WWE pay-per-view I watched on the network, RIP. The 2015 Triple Threat was a masterpiece, the 2014 Wyatt and Danielson match was cool, but I mean, the history of those events cannot really save this boring logo collection. Just missing the top 15 is 2005. This super tactical army looking font being ushered in here set the scene for so many repeats of this logo, oh my god. And I mean, it's clean, but by no means is this fantastic. It just relays the information in the simplest possible way without it looking off. I always appreciated the West Side Story motifs of this event, but they're not really present in this logo. The intro is cool, and it doesn't really change much about the design though, it just kind of puts it into a weird Virtual Boy looking matrix. I can't really say this is a favorite of mine. Are you catching a running theme here? We're retreading the 05 logo here, but kind of adopting the ECW Razor Blade era intro's ring animation in the background here. It's fine. The distressed 3D lettering is a bit more interesting than the prior one, but not by much, and until like 2011, we're rocking this with very slight deviations. Great. We've got the first substantial change to 07's logo here in the chronological order of the artworks, with this very memorable orange Rumble font for 2011. The actual lettering is very much still the same, but the ripped up mugshots for the branding of this show and the poster is super memorable to me. It's not all too appealing though, if I'm being honest. I think I just remember how striking the color looked. The show would have been a bit higher if this was a poster ranking. But the ombre logo is here. Purple! And this is a Rumble I completely skipped as a kid. Of course I saw Rock and Cena at Mania 28, but yeah, I mean my parents didn't bother to buy this one. I haven't gone back to watch it either, because pre-work rate era Sheamus winning the Rumble does not sound like fun to me. This coloring is certainly a deviation from the norm, sure, but that font is killing me with how dull it is and how many times it keeps coming back. This isn't really all that attractive of a color scheme either, it's just really different from the norm. 2016 has to be the ugly duckling in the Rumble logos. just in the fact that it stands out so much and was never duplicated again. This was a big rebrand for the Rumble after nearly a decade of slight changes to the same exact logo. It's much appreciated, and honestly it's a sleek and clean new look, but it never really grew on me. The font of the big regal looking R just looks like something you Photoshop and paste into TEW for your WWE save. It looks like fan art to me. It's nice, but it's not like a grand slam or anything. This is also one I remember watching live and just kind of being indifferent about the show in general. We're keeping the general O2 design and font for the third year in a row now, but this 3D effect in some artwork here adds a bit to the O4 design. The bright ass yellow and black colorway makes it a bit distinct, and this is the Rumble I watched the absolute most on VHS as a kid for the Last Man Standing match. I just can't say that this is all that extraordinary. It's nice, it holds a very special place in my memory as an adolescent wrestling fan, but it is not my favorite for sure. We're rating in the top 10 with 2002, and this is a memorable one for a decent little card in a time of panic for the company. The ratings were nosediving after Austin's heel turn in the spring and never really recovered for the invasion. They threw everything at the wall for this Rumble. Vince and Flair, Triple H is back, Goldust, Godfather, Mr. Perfect, and more are back, Rock and Jericho to cement Jericho as the champion. They were really trying to steer the ship in the right direction. The logo itself, though, is a bit subdued. No tribal decals like 01, no paper textures or crazy colors, just a nice gold font with the M etched out into the background. That always looked cool to me. I can't say this is near my favorite logo, but I will say it means enough to me as an overall event that I bought the Jericho Jax figure depicting his appearance from that night. It's a classic, but not the best. The Kick Me sign logo from '98 is awesome though. Granted, it's a bit odd and much less eye-catching than the Rumble 96 look that came before it, but it's certainly memorable. If this was pertaining to the posters, the Stone Cold Pinhead artwork would have certainly cleared the competition. That poster rules. I can kind of understand the deal here making it so different though. They're going for grittiness, they're trying to show the WWF attitude, it just doesn't completely land for me. Absolutely wonderful logo though. I love the spot with Foley. I covered all of his gaming outfits for those gimmicks if you haven't seen that video already. Number 8 brings us to 2001's logo, and we're definitely in the early 2000s here. Super tribal looking metallic flourishes encompass the Rumble font here. The actual font itself is a big departure from the prior few logos, but the rustic industrial look with the bronze/yellowish lettering and the metal accents is kinda nice. I can't really say I have a huge attachment to this branding though. The Rumble match itself is brilliant here, and the ladder match is one of the best in company history, but man, this logo never really grabbed me. I always just remember it for being the one on Road to WrestleMania for the Game Boy. This 06 affair is a very ancient Rome style design though. Painting the McMahons as Julius Caesar was fun, but it's not so fun now considering the issues McMahon has on his record and Linda McMahon's work in the cabinet. But this logo is interesting and harkens back to Mania 9 for me. I enjoyed the floral accents, and I know it's a bit unrelated, but this stage design is massive and just great. I always enjoyed the lettering crashing through the Coliseum backdrop in the intro here. It's certainly my era for sure. Just missing the top 5 is the one that started it all, and I can totally respect the intricate 80s regality here. This is the only logo to include a crown, being as King of the Ring would kinda take those royal motifs soon thereafter. There's red and orange variants to this one, and I think I prefer the orange overlay with the gradient that they use in the real broadcast. I don't really have a connection to this branding, but it is really good for its time. Now, the Water Rumble logo kicking off the top 5 holds a lot of sentiment to me. This was the one in Here Comes the Pain on the greatest ring apron for the Royal Rumble ever. But I mean, there's a few iterations of this artwork. The standard cutout is nice enough, and we've made the O2 design 3D and given it a blue hue to the M cutout. It's nice enough, but then you get to the poster, and it's got these awesome water drop effects on it reflecting the god tier waterfall stage from the event, and I'm just shook. I dig this a whole lot. This is very simple but very effective. Just missing the big 3 is our early to mid 90s Rumble design. The early 90s Rumble logo was really neat though. I really enjoyed the emphasis on gold for this presentation. I've seen this name the Genesis logo and I could totally vibe with that. It kinda reminds me of the logo for the Pagemaster. I really dig the enlarged end letters at the bottom though. The top lettering boxed into the bottom text is really unique as well. This is pretty sweet, and I think I have a bit of a connection to this due to rewatching the Luger and Brett Rumble as a kid quite a few times. The big three Rumble logos are here and the bronze medal goes to 96 and 97. This is super correlated to Houston for me for 97, but I absolutely love the vibrancy and the colors here. This is undeniably 90s coded, and they'd rock with this font for a few years, and I mean rightfully so. I think the little red triangle back piece there is subtle, and it really adds to the cartoony nature of this art. It's really reminiscent of like Toy Story, Rugrats, and other decals of that nature to me, but it just really works as a late stage new generation logo. Our runner-up today is the Royal Rumble 1999. I have so much of an attachment to the 99 Rumble. This was a 2-match show, but goddamn, one of those 2 matches is an all-timer. I have the event tee from this pay-per-view, I wear it semi-frequently, but my crux with this branding is that the official event logo is just a black and white edition of the 98 affair without the paper motifs. That's a bit bland and whatever, but then you get to the event tee and the intro animation, and oh my god, this is gorgeously rugged. The "No Chance in Hell" tagline is so hard. The letters falling off the headstone is cool as hell. I feel like I'm gonna grade this one on this branding right here. It's fantastic. Shout out The Rock in the tracksuit too. The greatest Royal Rumble logo of all time in my opinion though has to be the Rumble 2000. This is something special. 2000 Rumble's logo is so beautifully simplistic and clean. This is the right way to scale down the art and all the crazy flourishes for an event logo. The green scar in the scratch logo is just the cherry on top of the faded red and black accents. This embodies the MSG and general New York theme of the show brilliantly. It's such a memorable look, and if we're talking stages, the taxi has to be like top 3 ever for this event. But man, this logo stands on its own merits greatly. And then you add the mythos of the tag team tables match and the legendary street fight that used to scare the shit out of my siblings on VHS. Yeah, this logo is goated. I appreciate your time and attention quite a bit. Let me know if you want more logo rankings. I'm trying to start something new on the channel. I'd love to talk about them more. And take it easy, y'all.